and bad things happened, and I didn't get that one. And I said, you know, when I originally signed the Olympics, I said, I won't be able to even be president. And I got the Olympics because if I didn't, when I spoke with the people, the organizing committee and the people in different parts of the world, they asked me to do it because the president wouldn't do it. I was president-elect. And I gave them a talk. I couldn't get them off the phone. They were starving for love. And the bottom line, they gave us the Olympics. And I said, you know, isn't it sad I won't be president? Then we had the election result. And now I'm president for the Olympics and for the World Cup. So I'm very happy about that, Johnny. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll be there. I promise I'll be there.
And by the way, Mr. President, backstage you have a gift from Gianni. He gave us the first ball with your name, which will be played for the World Cup in America.
It's going to be great. Thank you, John, very much.
I doubt that any day you will take a sabbatical year, but if you could take a sabbatical year, Mr. President, what unconventional things would you do? Well,
it's not a hobby. It's your empire. It's not DIY. It's do it yourself on Wings.
And I think it's a very important thing, the news media, but I think they have to straighten themselves out because the people are going around them now. They have so many different things with like Elon with X, which was a big thing, and we have Truth, which has been fantastic, and we have so many other things that you don't really need traditional. But I will tell you that there's just nothing I could do to enjoy my life, whether it's that or anything else that you ask, because this is the ultimate. I had to make a big decision, and it was a very risky decision because if I would have lost, my life would have been a much different life. It would have been a very nasty life. They were going after me at levels that nobody's ever seen before. Not Andrew Jackson, not Abraham Lincoln. You know, the historians say that the president that was treated the worst by far by the media and overall was Andrew Jackson. In fact, his wife died of heartbreak. They were treated really rough. And Abraham Lincoln was second, but he had a civil war, you know, you can understand that. But nobody was treated like me, nobody. And I will tell you, you learn a lot about yourself. But there's nothing I'd rather do. I had to make a decision, do I do this? Because if I lost, it would have been very, very bad. It was dangerous, actually, very dangerous in so many different ways. And I decided to do it, and I said, I have to win. If I don't win, I spoke to a friend of mine the other night, he said, you know, if you lost, it would have been very, it was actually Sean Hannity just before we did the interview last night. He said, boy, if you would have lost, you would have had a tough life. You would have had a very tough life. So there was a certain amount of courage involved in this decision to run, and it's a great honor to win by this much, to win all 7 swing states, the popular vote. Popular vote doesn't get won that much by Republicans for whatever reason. I think that's changing because, again, we're the party of common sense, and they're the party of some real bad things, and I think they'll change. I think they have to change. It would be wonderful. I'm going to be having lunch with some of the Democrats next week, and it would be wonderful if we could work together. I think working together would be great. But they have to change. You can't get elected on the programs that they want. And that's really what America wants to see. So there's nothing I'd rather do than what I'm doing right now.
When we started this conference, Mr. President, when we started this conference, yes, sir, and I, with one hand, as the conference told us, I want that to be the place where people will come to understand where to invest in terms of geographies and sector. So, what is the best investment you have made in your personal growth, Mr. President?
Well, I was involved.
You're not gonna accept that ridiculous offer for your car accident, are you? What do you mean? The insurance company offered me $5,000. 5,000? I got 57,000 when I was very in there. No way.
Mezzo, Prisham,
So I
Buonafat,
found Case Connect.
Jasne, Vipepto, Uncum, Sombra, Gonkaru, Kanoi mi Sedefesh.
Insurance companies are
Yabel, Nesha Webka.
because they already have their own
Damsy.
formula that's gonna search and try to get you to accept whatever lowball offer they throw at you. So wait, they're just trying to scam? Basically, insurance companies all work together. The less they pay out, the less they lose. They all have the same formula. That's why you never get exactly what you're owed. Okay, sign up. Wait, is it free or do they charge? Yes, it's totally free. I'll give you Bluetooth photo explorer. It's a few questions, takes like 30 seconds or so. You're done. And
A trip to a gas station turned into a hospital visit for one woman who says she was attacked while paying for her slushie. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The attack was caught on camera at a Walmart gas station in Cedar Hill. The woman claims the confrontation escalated after the cashier didn't like how she handed her the money. Now, the victim is suing Walmart. Fox News' David Centenary joining us live with more. David.
Yeah, the victim sat down with us and she says she is still recovering from her injuries. She believes that the cashier's criminal history should have been a big red flag for Walmart.
All behind $1.06.
Surveillance video shows a cashier allegedly attacking a customer at a Walmart convenience store in Cedar Hill. The customer trying to purchase a slushie.
To me, $1.06 has changed my life a lot.
$1.06. That's how much money Ann Flores says she slid across the counter to the cashier for the slushie. Flores claims the cashier wanted the money placed in her hand.
And she said, pick up the effing money and put it in my damn hand.
Flores did not like the cashier's tone, so she left the money on the counter and tried to walk out.
So I kept on walking towards the door, and she came around the counter, and she shoved the money in my chest.
According to an arrest warrant affidavit, a Cedar Hill police detective says the cashier confronted and pushed Flores, adding Flores was trying to leave, but the cashier taunted Flores, pushed Flores again, and swung Flores toward the front counter, where Flores' lower back was hit. The scuffle continued.
She just came at me, and it was either, stand there and get pounded or fight back, and instinct was to fight back.
A detective says the cashier, Sharif Lawrence, was the aggressor. She's charged with assault causing bodily injury. Lawrence has a lengthy criminal history, theft and drug convictions, even a felony aggravated assault conviction in 2000. In a newly filed lawsuit against Walmart, Flores claims the company was negligent to hire Lawrence. Flores claims to have suffered 2 vertebrae fractures, a head injury, and more.
But what if I have my grandchildren with me or something, and she decides to pop off?
In a statement to Fox 4, Walmart says, "We take the safety and security of our customers seriously. We will review the complaint and respond appropriately to the court."
There's no way you can justify that.
Flores says she did not think much of sliding money to Lawrence instead of placing it in her hand. Her mind elsewhere. She says she was returning from a funeral for her mother-in-law.
What if that was your mother, your grandmother, your child, that this lady did this to? All behind $1.06.
Yeah, that attack happened last September, but the lawsuit just filed last week. We did stop by Lawrence's listed address earlier today in Cedar Hill to see if she would talk to us, but no one came to the door. Heather, Steve, back to y'all. All right, David, thank you.
Witnesses say ICE agents were waiting outside immigration courts in Dallas to detain illegal immigrants showing up for their hearings.
Similar arrests have apparently occurred over the last few days in Miami and in Phoenix. Fox 4's Casey Stiebel in studio tonight to explain. Casey.
Yes, Steve, Heather, good evening. An immigration lawyer right here in North Texas tells me that she personally witnessed ICE agents wearing street clothes detain at least 3 people in the hallway outside an immigration courtroom in Dallas, which means Dallas now joins an expanding list of U.S. cities where federal agents are arresting migrants as they show up for their hearings. A trend. That's how numerous immigration rights advocates describe the latest tactic being used by the federal government to nab migrants in the country illegally at some of the nation's immigration courts.
These are individuals trying to do it the right way, go to their court hearings, apply for any relief they have. And now, instead of being able to go through their court hearings, they're getting removed.
Susham Modi is a former law professor, now immigration lawyer in North Texas. He's not the one who witnessed the ICE operation inside the Dallas Federal Building this week, but he is expressing concern over how this is playing out.
There are constitutional rights, like the right to due process. It's a way for the government to quickly deport somebody without a court hearing. What's unprecedented about this is they had the court hearing, and in those cases are trying to be dismissed.
In Phoenix, protesters gathered outside an immigration court as ICE agents in that city effectuated similar enforcement operations over the course of 2 days, according to our sister station, KSAZ. One attorney told our affiliate his Venezuelan client had just appeared before a judge, his case terminated, and with an appeal in hand, he was captured.
We just had planned everything, and it was okay, ready, break, and then he, walked right into the arms of these federal agents.
Legal analysts say even though courts can be deemed sensitive places, like schools, hospitals, and churches, they're not totally off limits.
Expedited removal was only used almost historically close to the border, within 100 miles of the border. It's only been recently expanded.
Life from Dumont.
Maybe. Oh, overall. Terrifics. Spino. Picuna. Oh, Lomish. Rochepar? Ha ha! Huh. Yob. Huh. Uh-huh. Old Neb. Yibs, Tombra. Azarab. Huh. Piguna. Oh, Lomish. Mm-hmm. Basumu. Piguna. Oh, Lomish. Welsh par? Ha ha! Azarab. Huh. Huh.
Yeah.
Aha!
But
Bernard? Aha! Azarab. Huh. Huh.
Hibiscum. Iba.
Huh.
Nikos Barra. So.
Ha ha ha! Mobezi. Yibs.
Woke surprise.
Huh. Doy. Huh. Azarab. Huh. Huh. Roshpar? Ha ha!
By the Trump administration. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security released a statement to Fox 4, reading in part, quote, ICE is now following the law, placing these illegal aliens in expedited removal as they always should have been. Adding, those with valid credible fear claims will continue in immigration proceedings. Civil enforcement operations at immigration courts have also been reported in cities like Miami, New York, and Seattle. Legal scholars do believe it will eventually be challenged in court. Steve, Heather?
Dag.
A 25-year-old woman
Jaffa.
Who's
Tonkufu are about? Oh, Bispa.
Saturday morning, a 26-year-old man, a known gang member, that's according to
Baby Jesus.
facing
Boo,
charges
Snoozy,
including
Boo.
murder, invading arrest. He was
But
found
nope.
connected to a violent
Not fun to bang. Huh?
Yeah.
Of course, Peyton Yeager has more on the case.
Heather and Stephen will get to that lengthy criminal
Pardu's
history here in a moment of a
Squash
case
is
that
a
took place early
Oh,
Saturday
Lulu
morning.
Below.
Washinoi.
He's a bow.
Over in Grand Prairie,
That's
traffic
annoying.
stop and then chase continued here on Interstate 30, putting
Tribal
people at
dorm.
risk with speeds
Awudini?
reaching 120 miles per
Lorna
hour.
Pafen Skooma.
A known gang member by police, Lotus Arundel, is back in the Dallas County Jail wearing early Saturday morning, killing an innocent driver. Just before 2 a.m. Saturday, a Grand Prairie police officer was on patrol at East Main Street and Small Street when he spotted a red Camaro abruptly brake. The vehicle's registration came back expired. The Camaro turned into a nearby Family Dollar, but then took off toward I-30. Officers chased the Camaro limits. As the Camaro exited Southampton Road, it crashed into a Honda Accord that was disabled near the service road. Arevalo and the Camaro's passenger ran off. An officer tried to use a taser. It failed, so he had to wrestle Arevalo to the ground until backup arrived. Police say Arevalo claimed, quote, other people in the car were holding a gun to him, telling him to run from police and to go fast. 25-year-old Asiana Gray was found unresponsive inside the disabled Honda, and she was later pronounced dead at a hospital. Photos from Fox 4 photojournalist Terry Van Sickle show Arevalo being loaded into an ambulance. That's when investigators say Arevalo told first responders he swallowed Percocet pills and fentanyl. Officers on scene Saturday quickly learned Arevalo was out on multiple bond conditions. Arevalo's criminal history in Dallas County dates back nearly a decade, in and out of custody for violent charges and violating bond. In January, Arevalo was charged with a dozen felonies. Police say on January 1st, he broke into an Irving home and held multiple people, including children, at gunpoint. Now, Arevalo faces murder, evading arrest, and collision involving death in relation to Saturday's crash. Once Arevalo's blood sample comes back, a charge of driving while intoxicated could be added as well. And Stephen, Heather, this investigation is still ongoing because that second suspect, the passenger in the red Camaro, was able to get away. He took off on foot here on the service road on Interstate 30. I'm told the Grand Prairie police officer was by himself, so he went after the driver. So the passenger is still on the run. Back to you guys.
Thank you. One settlement police say a man who plotted attacks on his family and worship sites had weapons and several explosives when he was arrested.
Evidence shows he also watched videos about how to make bombs. Huxley's DNA relied body camera and 911 calls connected to the investigation. Dion.
Other police will this case and how it was handled is credited with stopping a man who was looking to carry out a violent rampage.
Hello. Hey, what are you doing?
As a rub.
Bizarre and suspicious on a residential street at 5:30 a.m. The encounter in November 2024 between White Settlement Police and 33-year-old Tino Napoleon Ross. It followed a neighbor's 911 call.
The car is on, but there's nobody in the driver's seat.
What kind of car is it?
It's a white van.
Police say Ross from Oklahoma had driven here with a sordid and violent plan.
He had a handgun in his lap. He had a rifle that with a collapsible stock between the driver's seat and the center console.
Police say he also had 3 homemade explosives in the back of that van. The officer's body camera is rolling as he discreetly calls for emergency backup.